Nancy Pelosi needs to impeach Donald Trump now. There are concentration camps on the U.S. border. Immigrants are being killed. If Nancy Pelosi does not impeach Donald Trump now, we need to engage in large, mass, sustained protests.
It'll happen another way. Enslavement don't happen one way, it'll happen another way.
We need to impeach Donald Trump now. Our lives depend on it. There are
Families don't belong in jail.
What are you saying, sweetie?
Families don't belong in jail.
Families don't belong in jail. Families belong together. Yes. Nancy Pelosi must impeach Donald Trump now. Families belong together. They don't belong in concentration camps on the U.S. border. Nancy Pelosi must impeach Donald Trump now. If she doesn't, we must engage in large, mass, sustained protests across this country. There are concentration camps on the U.S. border. People are being killed. Immigrants are dying. Black people are being killed in the streets by law enforcement.
People there. Our environment must be preserved.
Stop the rise of fascism in this country. Nancy Pelosi must impeach Donald Trump now.
Down with discrimination.
Down with discrimination. Down with racism. End white supremacy in this country. Nancy Pelosi could do that by starting impeachment processes. She's not. We want live, televised impeachment inquiries now.
One job is enough for everybody.
Yes.
One job is enough for all.
Nancy Pelosi must impeach Donald Trump. There are concentration camps on the U.S. border. People are being killed. Immigrants are dying. Black people are being killed in the street by white supremacist law enforcement. Nancy Pelosi must impeach Donald Trump now. If she doesn't, we must engage in large, sustained protests across this country. Nancy Pelosi must impeach Donald Trump now. If she doesn't, we must engage in large, sustained protests. There are concentration camps on the U.S. border. Immigrants are being killed. Black people are being killed by white supremacists and law enforcement. Nancy Pelosi could stop this. She must begin impeachment processes now. Live, televised impeachment inquiries must begin now.
Justice for one is injustice for all.
Justice for one, justice for all.
Justice for all.
Justice for one is justice for all. End white supremacy. Stop Donald Trump. Nancy Pelosi must impeach Donald Trump now. If she doesn't, we need to engage in large, sustained mass protests. There are concentration camps on the U.S. border. Immigrants are dying. Black people are being killed by white supremacists and law enforcement across this country. Nancy Pelosi must impeach Donald Trump now. Live, televised impeachment inquiries must begin now. If not, we must rise up and engage in large, mass, sustained protests across this country.
Hey guys, what are you doing today?
Let me ask y'all a question. What are you doing today? I'm in front of Nancy Pelosi's office demanding what I want. Okay, what are you doing? You're sitting on your asses. Get up and do something.
Nancy Pelosi must begin impeachment inquiries against Donald Trump now. Live, televised impeachment inquiries. If not, We must rise up in large, mass, sustained protests across this country. There are immigrants dying in concentration camps on the U.S. border right now. If you aren't doing something, you're part of the problem. There are white supremacists killing black people across the country and law enforcement. What are you doing? Nancy Pelosi must impeach Donald Trump now. If she doesn't, we must engage in large, sustained mass protests across this country.
What are you guys doing? Okay, I flew over here to San Francisco to sit in front of our offices to let her know what needs to be done. And until you guys get up and do something, nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change. Donald Trump is a fascist. He's destroying our country. Our democracy is dying. Not just our future, but our children's future. Right now, we live in a world where we have to send our babies to school with bulletproof backpacks. Is that normal? That's not normal. You guys have to do something.
Nancy Pelosi must impeach Donald Trump now. Nancy Pelosi must impeach Donald Trump now. And if she doesn't, we must engage in large, sustained mass protests across this country. There are immigrants being killed in concentration camps across this country. Blacks are being killed by white supremacists in law enforcement across this country. Nancy Pelosi must impeach Donald Trump now. If she doesn't, Nancy Pelosi must impeach Donald Trump now. If she doesn't, we must engage in large, sustained mass protests across this country. Nancy Pelosi needs to impeach Donald Trump now. This is our country. If Nancy Pelosi does not begin in mass, sustained protests, we must engage in mass protests across this country. Nancy Pelosi must impeach Donald Trump now. I know it's hard today, right? Yeah. I know. Thank you for coming today. I know, I understand. Nancy Pelosi must impeach Donald Trump now, live, televised impeachment hearings. If she doesn't, we must engage in large, sustained mass protests across this country. There are concentration camps on the U.S. border. Black people are being killed across this country by white supremacists in law enforcement. Nancy Pelosi must impeach Donald Trump now. If she doesn't, we must engage in large, sustained mass protests across this country. There are concentration camps on the U.S. border. Immigrants are being killed every day. Black people are being killed across this country by white supremacists and law enforcement. Nancy Pelosi could end this by beginning impeachment processes. What are you saying, sweetie?
The people united will never be defeated.
The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. Nancy Pelosi must begin impeachment inquiries now, live, televised impeachment inquiries. If not, we must engage in large, mass, sustained protests across this country. Immigrants are dying in concentration camps on the U.S. border. Nancy Pelosi must begin impeachment inquiries now, live, televised impeachment inquiries.
Impeachment letters all over the country.
If she doesn't, we must engage in large, sustained mass protests across this country. I'm here in San Francisco to let you guys know there are concentration camps on our U.S. borders. Immigrants are being killed. Nancy Pelosi must begin impeachment inquiries now. If she doesn't, we must begin in large, mass, sustained protests across this country.
You guys have to do something. You cannot sit on Facebook and send pictures of your kids and your families and pretend everything is all right. Things are not all right. This is not normal. People are being killed in concentration camps. Immigrants are dying, and if they can do it to them, they can do it to us. Just because we're American citizens doesn't mean anything special. The Bill of Rights applies to everyone, regardless of citizenship. If they can do it to them, they can do it to us. Black people are being killed across this country by white supremacists and law enforcement. What are you doing? You must engage in large, sustained protests. If Nancy Pelosi does not begin impeachment inquiries, we must engage in protests across this country, like Puerto Rico, like Hong Kong. It must happen. This is not normal. This is not normal. What are you doing? What are you doing? I flew out to San Francisco to stop this, to do something. And I can't stop until somebody realizes, you guys, you have to do something. It's not just our future, it's our kids' futures. We have to send our kids to school with bulletproof backpacks. That's not normal. Our babies are being killed in schools, just going to learn. What are we gonna do? There are white supremacists across this country rising up. They're infiltrating government. This is bad.
Nancy Pelosi needs to begin impeachment inquiries now. Live, televised impeachment inquiries. Nancy Pelosi needs to begin impeachment inquiries now. Nancy Pelosi must begin impeachment inquiries against Donald Trump now. Nancy Pelosi must begin impeachment inquiries now against Donald Trump. He needs to be removed from office. There are concentration camps along the U.S. border. There are immigrants being killed in concentration camps across the U.S. border right now. Black people are being killed by white supremacists and law enforcement now. Nancy Pelosi could end this by beginning impeachment inquiries against Donald Trump. Live, televised impeachment inquiries. If not, we must engage in large, mass, sustained protests across this country. Nancy Pelosi needs to begin impeachment inquiries now. Donald Trump must be removed from office.
How do you get one of those?
Amazon, $12.
Thank you.
Nancy Pelosi must begin impeachment inquiry now. Live, televised impeachment inquiries against Donald Trump. Donald Trump must be removed from office. There are concentration camps on the U.S. border. Immigrants are being killed. Black people are being killed by white supremacists in law enforcement now. Nancy Pelosi must begin impeachment inquiries now. If she doesn't, we must engage in large, sustained protests across this country. Nancy Pelosi must begin impeachment inquiries now. There are immigrants dying in concentration camps across this country on the U.S. border. Nancy Pelosi must begin impeachment inquiries now. Live, televised impeachment inquiries to remove Donald Trump from office. Nancy Pelosi must begin impeachment inquiries now. Live, televised impeachment inquiries. Nancy Pelosi must begin impeachment inquiries now. Nancy Pelosi needs to begin impeachment inquiries against Donald Trump now.
And just so you know, they're trying to scare me by having.
Hi.
I'm.
Can I talk to you?
Yes, sir.
I'm
going to allow you to keep those things posted up there if you shut that down. If you don't, I will have to remove. Is that okay?
So I can talk if I take it down?
And you face that way, off property.
This is public property.
This is government property.
And so I don't have First Amendment rights on government property.
Not without their permission.
I don't have First Amendment rights on government
Not
property.
without their permission, not using with a loudspeaker. That's regulated. You can keep shouting.
Just so you know that this is fascism.
You can keep shouting.
I'm being shut down.
I can't use an amplifier.
Thank you, officer.
Said, you can keep protesting.
No, I understand.
You can keep shouting,
I understand.
but you can't use an amplifier. It's against the rules here in San Francisco.
This is what happens when you speak out, people. You're not allowed to talk in this country. You're not allowed to say what you need to say. This is what happens. You guys see, right? You guys see this, right? All 2,000 of you. Fascism. Those are the people that won't let me speak. I'll still be here tomorrow. So yeah, what are you guys doing? All of you guys out there, what are you doing? Nancy Pelosi needs to impeach Donald Trump now! 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 God damn it. What are you guys doing? Thank you. Sure. Oh, did you get both of them?
Hello?
Nancy Pelosi needs to impeach Donald Trump now! Nancy Pelosi needs to impeach Donald Trump now! Nancy Pelosi needs to impeach Donald Trump now!
Nancy Pelosi needs to impeach Donald Trump now! Nancy Pelosi needs to impeach Donald Trump now!
Every single one of you that are sitting on your asses, not doing anything, you are the problem. You must engage in large, sustained protests. How do you think they're doing it in Puerto Rico and Hong Kong? If we don't do something, our democracy is dead.